Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video we'll be looking at another interesting deck, and in today's video we are looking at Electrode featuring Boltund V, some kind of, a quick acceleration between these two guys. You can use Electrode with Reset Generator ability, which says that once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you might search a deck for up to 2 Lighting Energy cards, attach them to your Lighting Pokemon in any way you like. Shuffle your deck. If you search a deck for, energies in this way, you're knocking out your Electrode and you're providing your opponent with free prize card reward, which means that giving a couple of Buzz-Up Generator to our opponent will allow us to use effectively that Reset Stamp, and then we can simply use Reset Stamp and stamp our opponent down to the amount of the remaining prize card. So theoretically, turn 2, we can stamp them down to like 2 cards, which might be very risky, but it might also be very good because with Electrode play, we can also use Letensor strategy, play multiple supporter cards per turn. For example, a couple Hapus where we can discard the cards from the top of our deck and just choose discard 6, choose 2 of them, which is really good because we can get cards which we need and get some energies and stuff like that, and power up that Bolt Storm for the one-hit knockout. Going second at the turn 1 is very good because we can use Electrify, attach 2 Lightning Energies to our bench Pokemon in any way we like, and that's really good. Because for each energy, Boltund hits 30 extra damage. So if we have like 10 energy cards in play, we are hitting for 310 and so on and so on. So this Pokemon can basically one-hit knock out anything. Theoretically, turn 2, there can be tons of energies in play. Let's just say that we are going second at turn 1, which means that we can use Electrify. We can attach energy from our hand and use Electrify, attach 2 more energies to the bench Pokemon in any way we like, so we can have 3 energies. Turn 2, we can attach 1 for turn, that's 4 energies, use Tapu Koko for 2 extra, that's 6 energies, and 2 more Electrodes, and we are already up to 10 energies in play, and that's 310 damage with the Bolt Storm, which is really insane. I mean, 310 turn 2 is just remarkable. So we can stamp our opponent in hand multiple times per game because we are playing 3 copies of Stamp. We can use Letensor strategy. If we have if we have more prize cards remaining than our opponent, then we can play 3 supporter cards. So Letensor strategy plus 2 additional, meaning that we can play, for example, Research plus Dedenne as well as Crobat, and still being in a position to play boss's orders and catch something from our opponent bench. And that's pretty much the main focus of the deck. So the main strategy is to set up as fast as possible Electrodes, turn to use Reset Generator as well as that Bolt Storm, and start dealing some pressure to our opponent by simply stamping them down to like 3, 4, 2 cards and pretty much disrupt them as much as we can. So energy denial won't be too big problem for this deck, obviously. So the biggest problem might be to keep those energy cards in play, because you can't attach energy to your Voltorb, because if you do that and if you decide to use Buzz-Up Generator, you're discarding those energies, and by discarding energies you are losing the amount of the damage that you can output with the Bolt Storm, and that might be the biggest problem somehow. But as long as we can have, a couple Boltunds set up in play turn 1 as well as Electrode, we won't care too much. So it's pretty much standard, deck list without too many tech cards. So as you can see, I'm playing 4 copies of Great Ball and 4 copies of Quick Ball, so I can search the Pokemon and set up. I'm playing 3 copies of Reset Stamp, so I can force my opponent to shuffle their hand in their deck and draw a card for each remaining prize card, which is really good. There is only 1 copy of Chaotic Swell for the Stadium effect, 2 copies of Air Balloon, so we can have for a treat with our Pokemons in play, as long as the Air Balloon is attached to that Pokemon. So from supporter cards, we have, 5 different supporter cards. We have 4 copies of Professor Research, discard hand, draw 7. That's our draw supporter in this deck. We also have 4 copies of Hapu, which will help us to, you know, get the cards that we want and discard some energies in discard pile that we might don't want to have, but also will help us to thin deck a little bit, and it will also help us to go quickly through that deck where we can find the Voltorb and Electrode and simply set them in play in case if we don't have Great Ball. But it can also help us to discard some other supporter cards so we can pick them easily with the Happy Match. We also have 2 Lieutenant Sir strategies, as well as 2 copies of Boss's Orders and 1 copy of Bird Keeper that can also be used as a switch plus additional and draw support with 3 extra cards. Speaking about energy cards, this deck plays 4 copies of Speed Lightning Energies, which also provides us with 2 extra draw cards once it's attached to our Lightning Pokemon, and 12 regular basic energies. Speaking about Pokemons, we have 1 copy of Crobat with the Darkest set, so we can, you know, draw cards till we have 6 in our hand. We also have Eldegoss for that happy match. There are also 2 copies of the Dedenne-GX, 1 copy of Dance of the Ancients, Tapu Koko Prism, which will help us to get that extra energy acceleration, 4 copies of Electrify, Bolt, Storm, Boltund V, as well as 4 of each 60 HP, the new one, Voltorb, and a Bizap Generator Electrode. So that's pretty much the deck list, and it is definitely interesting rogue approach to Boltund Electrode deck. So just in case if you're looking to build this deck, you should definitely try it out on TCGO or some other, you know, third-party platform that can simulate Pokemon trading card game, because it looks pretty good. Definitely with tons of damage outputs that Boltund can do. Some other tweaks that might potentially be used for a deck, we could for example think about adding maybe 1 copy of Vikavolt as well, where we can use Vikavolt and item lock our opponent hand as well. So Vikavolt is a very interesting Pokemon as well. So with the Vikavolt V Paralyzing Bolt attack, we can, for example, hit for 50 and leave our opponent without chance to play item cards, and that can specifically be broken, because if they cannot play item cards like, you know, Quick Ball, Great Ball, Fire Crystal, depend on the deck type, they might not be able to set up. So having a Vikavolt in deck can also help a lot, especially because you can Paralyze Bolt, and then simply use a Super Zap Cannon and, you know, simply clear the active Pokemon and maybe some other benched Pokemon as well. And to add that Vikavolt, you can always just remove 1 copy of Hapu. Even playing 2 copies of Hapu wouldn't be bad as well, because, you know, we have, for example, we have Crobat, we have 2 copies of the Dedenne, and we can go quickly through our deck anyways. So maybe even considering playing 1 copy of Vikavolt, and maybe even deciding to add maybe 1 copy of Zekrom and Pikachu in this build wouldn't be bad as well, because then we can also have that Tech Ball GX where we can simply clear extra Pokemon on the bench, which can be, let's say, opponent Dedenne, so we can, you know, be rewarded by 2 extra prize cards. You know, with Pikachu and Zekrom, we could also use Full Blitz, hit for 150, search deck for 3 Lightning Energy cards, attach them to our, for example, bench of Boltund V, and then we can get even more energy acceleration. Obviously, we're gonna give our opponent 3 prize cards if they knock our Pikachu Zekrom, but keep in mind that after that, even if they manage to knock that Pikachu Zekrom, and if we use 2 Bizap Generators, if we pull out that Reset Stamp, we can stamp our opponent down to 1 by having enough energies probably to return knockout with the Boltund, and basically leave them potentially without Pokemon to attack, and also you know, without cards in their hands. So overall, kind of interesting deck list that you should definitely check out. I kind of like this Electrode, and also art looks amazing. So thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Don't forget to miss notification bell so you don't miss any future video. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Leave the comments below what you think about it. We'll see you next time.